As if by magic, it is the start of episode 4, which is exactly the same as end of episode 3 was. If you've not seen episode 3, what's the matter with you? Go back to episode 3, the link is in the description below, and then come back and watch this one. In fact, if you've not watched episode 1, go and watch that, then episode 2, then episode 3, then watch this. But make sure you come back, alright? That's a deal, done, sorted. In fact, go and watch them all anyway, the links are in the description below, and then you'll be up to date. That's enough for you stalking, let's get on with some building. I'm in the process of laying the second and third layers of glass on my island. This is the Island of Light. I'll show the other islands again in a minute. The Island of Dark, the Island of something else we've not given a name to, and the Island of Not Even Started Yet. Although, to be fair, it has been started. And we can see some neighbours just within render distance, both that way and that way, which I think is hilarious. Anyway, stop distracting me. I'm trying to put glass down. I've decided to put water underneath this top level just for funsies, but it's really hard. I should have done it before I put any of the glass in, but no, I decided to not do that. I decided to put the glass in first because I'm an idiot. And there we have it. It's sort of ish what I wanted. I probably could have achieved exactly the same thing by filling it up with one layer of ice, but it's all right. Well, I've just noticed there's 2 gaps. I'm going to fill those in as well. And the idea of the next bit is that I make a towery, sculpture-y, hologrammy thing out of blocks and end rods. So I've got to get my head around that. I'm not going to do that immediately, but I've got some thoughts about how it's going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab a few more resources. And I'm going to come over and show you this gorgeous little island that we got to this side as well. And the gorgeous little dead machine that's doing the building on it. Look at him, bless him. But it's all very mangrovey and I love it. And loads of mud. Because you know I love mud. And inside it is just as gorgeous. Look, we've got a little bit of potioning going on. We've got an upstairs that is going to be developed. We've got some good plans for this. I really like this area here where we've got all of this mossy cobble and mossy stone with like a furnace array type thing. Dead wants some more trees, so he's having a little bit of a twerk. Go on, bounce for me, Dead, bounce for me. And we've got some new stuff going on underneath as well, you can see here. And if you want to see what's going on, you're going to have to keep watching because I'm not telling you, it's a secret. But I'm really starting to see the things that we've discussed come together, just the beginnings of it, and it's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to the end product. But there's no putting it off anymore. We are starting to get short of wood, so I need to get chopping. So I spent the next several hours chopping wood. And then it was time to go back to the island and start building up my sculpture. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and let's see what it turns into, because I'm not sure yet. going to finish that there. I'm really happy with the way it's come out. The team have put in this Bifrost-like bridge so we can get across to the tree. It's kind of hologrammatic, but not entirely. The boughs, the trunk, and the branches are all made up of various different white blocks, including iron, quartz, and different coloured glass. I really like the way that I've done this, I must admit. And then I've just scattered a little bit of red glass in there to act almost like cherry blossoms to celebrate 120 coming out soon. We've also got 2 matching pods on either side, and I'm going to show you why we've done that right now. Because remember, I'm not the only person that's been building on this island. Elandros, Baravos, and Dead Machine have all been really busy whilst I've been sticking in all of those end rods, and they've done a massive job. Each island has got its own pod either side of the detail, but it's not up to me to introduce you to these. I think the team should do it. So I reckon they're probably hanging around somewhere inside. So let's have a look through. This is magic, isn't it? Look at the size of that. Right, I'm just going to come through the door. There they are. Dead, how you doing? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Elle's here as well. Voss is there. Voss looks like he's a bit AFK, but that's all good. I thought what'd be good, given that I've spent all the time just sticking end rods together, is if you could give me a little whistle stop of what we've been doing.
The area we're in right now is the central tower. Our concept for the build this season was, what if a magic school was built for humans, but it was built by dwarves?
We like to twist it up.
Oh yeah. So there's a lot of dwarven sort of architecture cues. We've avoided anything too elfy. So this big brutalist tower sits in the middle. So we started in the centre with this very small little hub, and that was our base of operations for everything. As you can see, very neat storage, courtesy of Elandros.
I got told off episode 1 for messing about with that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
yeah,
that's what happens.
storage boys.
Exactly. So we figured we'd have some floating islands, not quite Avatar, Last of the Airbender style, but themed. So I can't think why I got given the task first of all of building the Dark Tower.
Just shocking.
So this is, I know, it's like they don't know me at all.
Have you ever heard the word typecast?
Yeah. I've heard it bandied about, I'm not sure. So this is where our nether portals resides. Really wanted to do something with basalt, because I think it's a criminally underused block in some cases, especially with columns and pillars. So really went for the height.
It's a nice block, it's got a great texture.
So this is probably the area where you come and sit your entrance exam back to back, not allowed to cheat and copy off each other. Don't mind the crypt, that's just where I sleep. And then you get to enter the portal either to go to the nether, or if you go through, you can go through the back and up the water chute. And up here we have the separate, completely not vertigo inducing classrooms.
I love this flame. This is so well constructed. The palette is gorgeous.
So it was
Really nice.
designed to look kind of sort of twisting and wild at the top, but then it's constrained lower down, it's shackled. So this study of magic is controlling some of these sort of more dangerous elements. You'll see as we come round, each of the islands is an opposite. So there is an opposite one to this. Let's have a look at the medieval tower. This is the area where order rules. So it's architectural. There's wooden beams, complicated roof, and then you can pass from that upwards into some of the towers. So this might be a big hall for practicing and meditation. This is where we kept our enchanting setup. As seen, you've used that previously. And then there's a nice tall walkway to go up to the top, but of course we're all wizards, we can fly. You get a good view out over the top from the balcony.
That's a cracking view. George likes it.
So
awesome.
Diametrically opposite the Dark Tower, we have a very light one.
Have to confess,
Still got some...
I'm quite pleased with this. This was in part a celebration of the 120 snapshots with the cherry blossom coming through. I thought I'd put just a little bit of the red glass in there to just try and pull a little bit of the cherry blossom feel in. That was the theory.
And it absolutely captures that. And I think we said if there's certain builds, if we ever do, we might have to completely magpie that design.
Magpie it away, definitely.
Onto a very organic bridge with almost vine-like glass structures, which leads us into the Swamp Island. Now, the Swamp Island, we imagine the teacher here is probably something a bit of a, so it could be a swamp witch's hut.
I love this island. This island is just so cool.
There's your cauldron for your hubble bubble toil and trouble. The furnace for pushing misbehaving German children into. Other children are available.
And of course a cat. Royalty.
Well, is that a cat or is that the witch?
Could be McGonagall.
Could be.
Could be transfigured.
So you've got your potion stands here for your brewing of concoctions. Particularly like this contrast with the floor. mangrove and spruce.
That's a good combo, actually. I've never used that before. That works.
It looks quite worn, and I like the way they've gone together. What's a build without a hidden bit? You've got the crypt on the Dark Island. There's actually an underground to the medieval island as well. So if you come in this, you can go down to the basement, cross this threshold, and learn your other magics. Again, another big tall roof, but this time not nice and orderly. It's broken in the middle, where it's sagged.
Slight diagonal.
Material on it.
Pro builder.
It's on a slight diagonal.
Love
That
me a
wasn't it.
slight diagonal. That's next level building, that.
And then you can see, especially with the night sky now, the lit up central tower. They might miss is what's underneath it.
Let's look
which
down
is
here.
the true dwarven heritage. We've got representative of the levitation rings that sit aside either of the islands. There's each one represented here on top of the infinity pool that is a nice thick glass base. And we've mirrored that above as well. Those all hide all of our farms and all the technical parts necessary for the build.
This is beautiful. I love this. It looks good with a day backdrop, and it looks great with a night backdrop.
The glow is
Oh yeah.
just adds a lot.
You've done a blinding job putting this together. I mean, my little corner, it's taken me the entire time just to do my little corner of it. You guys have gone absolutely mental with this. This is the reason why I can't do a Skyblock on my own in 6 weeks. It's just not possible. As a team, what
And
we
it's
put
always
together
more
is looking
fun with-
good.
Yeah, it's always more fun with friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Well, thank you for the tour. We've got, obviously it's not entirely finished. We've got a little bit of the terraforming to do on a couple of the sides. Obviously the side on the swamp is pretty much done. The side on the Tower of Dark Magic is en route, and there's the other two sides to do. But this is pretty much our contribution to this season, and I'm not even going to try and remember what season it is. Let's say 10 and go with it. It's something like that. I don't know. It's something about 10ish. I don't know.
I think details are available on avomance.com.
They might be on avomance.com. That's avomance.com. There might be a little drop down on the screen right now. But I think this is absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to zoom right out, I think. Let's just see it from a bit of a distance and press my F1 key just so we can see all of it at the same time. But that is a nice visionary piece of building that's got quite a lot of technical in it as well. So it's not just slapping a lot of blocks together that look nice. The level of technical building here, I think, is pretty high too. And I think we've set the bar for the other contestants. This is going to be released, if you're watching this after Saturday, it's already closed, but this is going to be released tomorrow, which will be Friday, the day before, Friday the 24th. Make sure that you come and watch the stream where I'll be showing some of the islands, and then the following stream on Tuesday where we'll be looking at the rest of them.